What's up, gamers? We are back with another video, and today we are going to play some more Genshin Impact. And today we are going to do one of my favorite characters in the game, ARCHELLINO. I think that's how you say her name, ARCHELLINO. I'd be pissed off if I couldn't just say her name correctly, right? But ARCHELLINO, we're about to knock out her story. Super excited for this character, man. I actually have this character, but I just have not played or tried to level her up or anything because we just hadn't made it to the area for where her quest was at, which was Fontaine. So, but we completed Fontaine finally. We're finally in Natlan. Super excited, man. Super excited. So let's get into it and let's do this quest. I can't wait to see how this story quest goes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. Y'all just do not know.
Hey, Traveler. Paimon.
Hey, Lenny.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice.
Over here.
Now, also, y'all Tekken World Tour Finals are going on today. They should be starting at 7:30. I know this is going to take me longer than an hour to do this. So, we may end up watching a little bit of that.
Shows, right?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more...
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble.
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
What she came from?
You scared Paimon half to death.
Father, you're here.
You know, on second thought, maybe we don't need to know. It's all probably super confidential House of the Heart stuff, right? We totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect. And I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms. And as for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor.
What sort of rumor?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
A phantom child? Who, just hearing the name is giving my...
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be... Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests.
Of course, Father. It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce... You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you. If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny... Oh, wait a second. For your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen. Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
You see you on camera? Alright, House of the Hearth start. So where are we going? No, you can't lick my hand while I'm playing. My dog is so clingy, dude. Am I supposed to go down here?
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Awesome, thanks!
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered.
Okay, we'll come with! There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate!
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just
I'm trying to have her and play around her at the same time. There she goes. She finally got off. How do I get back up to the top? I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, Fontaine is probably my second favorite. It's probably my second favorite, man. I really enjoy Fontaine.
Linny, we're finally here. The supplies.
brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
It's the Traveler in Paimon.
No way! Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
Why are we so popular?
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off.
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous. Of course!
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever...
I heard the Traveler is so strong that he can move a mountain with his bare hands. I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry before in just 3 days. Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool! Oh, wait. When guests visit, you're supposed to give them... Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you. Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both. Huh? Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to... I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before.
Wait. When you said gift, I didn't think... But those are the best things we can give you. Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone...
All right,
The
folks,
dangerous
so long.
suggestions.
I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts. You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion...
Really? Awesome! It's been... Yeah.
Well, alright, see you later.
Bye! Lynn,
When Foltz was Elwar had Chaplot is. I know you two probably aren't.
Oh no, I didn't mean to skip. Dang it.
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who?
Ah, allow me to.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Of course, we're making our way.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just skipping this part where they just introducing each other. They have some funny
Seems like
parts.
it's going
but-
to be fantastic.
Oh, and there's the blind maiden too. That. After this mission is over, I think.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the house.
I heard that.
Oh! Oops.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz.
Paimon can be
and others.
annoying and funny at the
Yeah.
same time.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now.
You can't help but like her
I'm
because
sure
you
they
spent this
just
entire
can't
journey with
wait
her.
to get back to.
That's enough, Filial.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right?
Guess this is goodbye then.
Well, that.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here. You're right. We're only here as guests. Oh, Winnie's getting super far ahead. Come on.
So, what do you think of the members you've met so... Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's... Well, I should probably get cooking.
Of course.
Then let's head out and... Uh-huh. Fremine, what are you doing?
Well,
Hermione, nice to see you again.
oh, you too.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the...
Seafood soup?
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine?
It's nothing.
Yeah, we've got some left over.
Some food and water.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us.
I thought I'd grab an extra...
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work. Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Dang.
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
Yeah, they got serious, man. Ain't never seen him that serious.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened? Does it...
Yes. Just a
You're back! Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up...
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Heart, just like you. You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells, Linny?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, she must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine.
No, I haven't told anyone.
For how long?
About half a month now.
So ever since we got to Poisson, then? Do you have it?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, you know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal.
I've thought it through. And I just can't handle... Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before that night. While I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices.
So what you're saying is, that was her? She was...
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much...
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever.
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to disobey an order.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you.
Those two sure care a... Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about... No way! They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine.
I'm sorry, Linny.
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I, for one, wish you did.
Huh?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Of all the siblings, and later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood.
Linny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, we've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me, that means more than blood. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you.
Oh, looks like things are getting kind of heated between Linny and Fremine. Maybe we should go check up. Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away. Hey, you two! Hope we are... Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're...
everything...
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so...
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be...
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to I just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you...
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her. That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on...
I've tried that already.
And?
And nothing. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like...
I don't know much about spirit.
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you... it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so...
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing.
Of course.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
You really thought you was gonna keep Lynette out?
Whoa!
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister? And, when exactly did you get here?
Why she keep looking like that?
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremine. You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation... If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette. Well, I guess we're all in this together then.
Man, I love
After
these
we
characters.
talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move. There's no time to lose.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
I'm full. Thank you. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or...
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask you a...
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't the Knave brings you here and then you can't leave?
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things the people in charge. They're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not good in this house. Some people are family, and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever... Wait, does that mean the Knave...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust.
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster, but it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid... Maybe we should try it.
What?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles.
To go outside, where the sun can find me. That's it? Well, that sounds easy enough. The darkness in the house runs deeper than...
Okay, time to divide and conquer. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her some. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name is on it. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while. You don't need to do anything except keep up some nice...
Oh, Paimon gets it. You want us to...
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking. And of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. If the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line. You too. Okay, this is where we part. I really hope this goes well.
I actually like Fontaine's exploration too. The swimming under the water thing is pretty cool. I actually like it. It's like talking to Tartaglia, eh?
It's the Knave and child. Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here. I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up...
What sort of unfinished business are we talking here?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the Knave to help me track her down. She must have left...
Oh, okay, so...
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences...
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just...
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on.
Project Stuja?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrader's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great...
One I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
Right! We're super close to Linny and the others, but...
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction. At least that was something a little...
Good question.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success.
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was...
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Wait, don't go!
I'd also like to hear the answer to this. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard. Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
Oh, wait. Did you
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Ah, well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
I see.
Huh. Based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue. Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was...
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then, why did you
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior motives. The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding up.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them...
That's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so... friendly. The losing party would...
They were that high stakes? Whew.
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her...
Okay. I get the picture. Well, would you look at the time? Traveler, Paimon? I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should...
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less...
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis.
I like the sound of that. Well...
We should probably get going too.
Oh? You want me to leave?
Oh,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please, forgive this.
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you? How did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Clarevy can't go into the sunlight. Everything was fine at first. But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Creepy.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... Well, we could always try push... Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could... How did it...
Good. I've got the list.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's... Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get...
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade. Oh, yikes. That Aurora guy has a huge scar on his...
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about...
Did he say...
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but... it didn't work.
Wait, so that means...
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the... Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So... Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out? Fremine.
Sorry. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past. Times when people haven't gotten along.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very different vibes.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all share. But that's also where as members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules, people like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filial and Nantoy, on the other hand...
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like...
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. I can't say for sure.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children.
And they just...
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they act...
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't...
Whoa. Hold on. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh?
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Apparently, because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the...
Wait, but isn't that a...
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been fun. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an...
Super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier?
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of... I thought resolving the Clarevy situation would make everything go back to normal, but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filial and the others to their own devices, sooner...
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filial and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should focus on Clarevy for now. Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some rest. We'll try again first thing tomorrow. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, you don't think the Knave will be... She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler? Oh, well, in that case, we should just plan on running away. We'll grab Linny and the others and we can make a break for it as fast as we can. Look! Look over there! Quick, let's catch up with her before anyone sees. Over there! Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast! Oh, look! She stopped! Clarevy! Shh! I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting. It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality, right? Please, help us get on the same page here, Clarevy. We need... Sure. Although, after you hear all this, everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be, as long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor, experimented on. You're saying the name. It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but... I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think Mother. But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, if only Perry were here, she'd understand. Perry. There also Paimon's getting... It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for... Well, in any case, it seems like she really needs someone to talk to. She looks so young. But it's getting windy. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. Perry and I promised each other that, but I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see. What should I do? I'm really... Well, let's head back. We've got...
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the...
Oh? What is it?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kind of ran into Clairview. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous. And he's done...
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but we're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set this... I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to... Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to do with...
Secret experiment? Could that... I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. The details of the experiment are confidential, but I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this.
Alright, that's good to hear. Clairview seems to think the Knave and the Doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how he would even... It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairview is... The easiest thing to do would be just ask the Knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, all right. Let's...
This is getting interesting. I'm so involved in this now. She didn't leave that spot the entire night. Oh wait, taking sorry. Wait, hold on, y'all.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
A little.
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles.
Wait, hold up.
So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep?
Let's see if they're gonna do any announcements.
Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions?
Hold on, you guys. Hold on. They might just be introducing the players. They might not be showing that yet. I think they just, getting prepared for it.
Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
Us? Distract you?
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other plans, why don't you accompany me somewhere? Don't worry. I'll be sure.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups, but nothing gets past me, least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia.
The Palais Mermonia. Oh, dang. This is gonna be a crazy final.
Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along, if only for your friends' sakes.
Damn, man, I like, man.
What should we do? She
We ain't got no
clearly
choice.
knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now. Oh, good idea. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on... Okay, then we
Yeah, we ain't got no choice. Oh, wow, they starting right now. Dang, alright, well, we can go ahead and continue. Some fights I don't really care about yet. But, I mean, they all want to be good. But regardless, we gotta finish this.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions...
You're not planning on doing anything...
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, and although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say our principles are more stringent than most. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them.
Dang, she really finna kill him?
I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives.
Oh.
As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
But that's awful.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could... If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe. Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it permanently.
Man. How's she doing about the bird too, man?
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, for the matter at hand. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. Well, time to go. Looks like we wrapped things up just in time.
Man, she cold. She cold, man. This may be my favorite story mode. Follow the Knave to complete negotiations. Oh, we're gonna talk to Nubla?
It's been a while, Monsieur Nervalet, I must say. I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
Oh, y'all. Because I can't turn around and look at the same time.
Step in the return.
There we go. Oh, wait. I need to make sure my thing's still going to
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of...
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure.
Boy, there's nothing out there.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see...
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Nervalet. So allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Nope. I don't know what she mean.
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sit...
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's drained of all...
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal.
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine. And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the house... Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be...
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I'm inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impression.
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon.
What exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then...
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything's... Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you?
Oh, shoot. Are you alright? Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going. Well, let me make it up to you at least.
He got a scar on his
take
face.
this paper. On the...
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply.
That's one of the
All
dudes
the
that
extras
been
will be
executed.
useless come tomorrow anyway. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't had many takers today, so I'm still swimming in papers.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here.
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora, it's just...
I'll take 3 papers. Here.
Oh! Thank you for your patronage. May the Arc... If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading.
Actually, why don't we... Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson.
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Clairvy, are you not? And my relationship to her.
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Then what can you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Wonderful. Here it is. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation.
Okay. Sounds normal enough. But
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
Of course, it'll be somewhere in the ass middle of nowhere. Oh, you know what? While I'm at it. How do I not have any of those yet? Well, at least we know where they're at. What the fuck? What about Vivian of the Lake? What kind of boss is it? Oh, my boy DeJohn. I love Tekken, man. Mont Essus East.
what is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, it was before I became a harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving Crucibina was the Knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to... Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
So this is the story that took
The House
place
of
in the
Hearth
anime
takes in war
cutscene.
orphans from all over Teyvat.
I don't remember it though. It's been such a long time since I seen it.
That
That
depends
was like
entirely
7
on
months
the
ago.
person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then it's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injury, they would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop, which...
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
Wait, the friend that...
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruere was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruere that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Peruere would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Peruere weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as... It was during this time that Peruere suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of his throne of lies? Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly... Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruere could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring her. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained. Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free. It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruere, the very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle, but ultimately, from that moment on, Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness. She was unsettled, and there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Crucibina, you mean?
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the moment she acted. Any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. ARCHELLINO.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about, it was you all along. You're Peruere. ARCHELLINO is just a name you got later.
I left that name behind after I defeated Crucibina. The moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clairvy we met...
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flame, of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the... Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children, but other times she would hide from me. And shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes. The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nentoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share. Because that...
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Damn. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep, man. Favorite character, dog. Favorite Genshin Impact character. The thug, man. Just a thug. I'm gonna find me a wallpaper and everything with ARCHELLINO, dog. That's my favorite character.
Well,
She a
it appears
thug.
it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I gave your friends quite a bit more time. As for what...
Here they are, Father.
You gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would... Lenny!
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh, stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first I believe certain scores need settling.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house, and for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz. Why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father. Secret midnight meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things.
I did not! You're lying! Fulton!
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as we're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it.
That kid a snitch.
That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talk...
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it?
Filial, Nantoy, I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, if this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life.
Why?
That's enough.
That's cold blood, man.
We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. I'm sorry, Sheplo.
Sheplo, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say, Linny?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did. We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing, but the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, so please, Father.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please. Linny, you...
I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way.
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient show...
Wait.
Impossible. Father...
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lenny and the others have to duel the Knave. What should we do? Can they really? If they lose, those people from the house are really going to be executed.
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Oh, looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose.
Yes, sir.
Families are often on their best behavior.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate.
Sorry about
to
the train, y'all.
situation, and to lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the Knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
That's fucking sick. Oh shit.
There is no escape.
Gather!
Closer now.
Rain outlines your
Is it
fate.
my turn now?
And voila! Into the wind. Falling leaves.
Adorn my night!
Inazuma shines eternal.
Now that's more like it.
Well, there's even stronger than I expected.
With the fall of darkness,
Solidify.
destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory.
Try to pace yourself.
With these rising flames,
Gather!
One with nature.
look at you. Trapped like a bunch of helpless animals.
Watch out for Father's movements.
Alright.
The countdown has begun. Like a
Hang in
fly
there.
tangled in a web. Spare your energy. Running is a little use. With these rising flames. How amusing.
Let me leave you a verse.
Now you shall perish.
Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. With these rising flames.
Hey dude, we moving a lot of life. Oh, that's freaking hot.
Catalyst has been seared away.
Stabilize!
My blade is all that remains.
Shine down.
The wind knows me.
Watch out for Father's movements. Look out!
One with nature.
One with wind and cloud!
Now for chance.
Over here.
Where'd she go? Oh, she would go away after
The
I
sun
saw
and
her.
moon have set. Only ruin remains. All hope has been extinguished.
Watch out for Father brother's movements! Look out! The winds knows me.
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh, I know.
No! I'm sorry, Father!
What a beast.
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
Such a bad ass, man.
A crimson.
I love her. I love her.
I can't move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
How strong is she, bruh?
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. Brother, are you...
Lenny!
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
How long, Zoe?
I never thought things would.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping.
Yes? I'm not sure what they were for, but I kept them super.
Wonderful. Then,
Bottled flames?
indeed, they're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you if you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the house. In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in... Memory is a mysterious thing indeed.
So, you're just...
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you...
Even so, I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Filio. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house.
Father.
Let's go.
This was so good.
Here, grab my arm, Linny.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Can we talk now? You really are Perry, aren't you? Wait, did I somehow travel to the future?
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless. Oh, huh? That's it? You accepted it? Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious. Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make... Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ult. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on. For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now...
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down, but somehow, I still think I understand. According to if I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice.
Shoot, she's
Even
a
when I
strong
first met
character.
you,
Like, Archellino,
I
man.
knew you'd be able to do.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were... But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedom. It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over
Hold on,
here
Zoe,
have been
hold
to
on.
many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you.
Really? Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We got so many stories. You know, I was playing the lute while singing into the winds of... Ah, that's where Mora comes from. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, it's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, well, she probably... Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like? I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary... Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one. I was always too afraid to skip Mother, but at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts. I'm just kidding. The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime, and they were going to have to stand trial at the opera and... Oh no, that must have been hard for... Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super quickly. All thanks to Detective Paimon, of course. How'd you do that? Come on, tell me. Okay, so it was like this. After the...
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is... Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon. Paimon didn't even...
I also have certain sentiments left on. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful, but a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, whatever regrets may linger.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny!
Hold on, Zoe. Hold on. It's almost over with.
What is he doing back here? Let's go.
It's almost over with. Hold up. It's almost over with.
Father, the bottled flames have been admitted.
And you? What have you decided?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the hotel.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading the...
I just never understood what you saw in me.
You're brave, talented. You would do anything to protect them.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks to you that—
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero. Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. I'm not deserving of that title.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with, even without that strength. You still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your conviction.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions.
I understand, Father.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only the road ahead is not an easy one. So I'll ask you one last time.
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, they're protecting my family at all costs.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to— Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded. As for the two of you, whether we meet, no matter how arduous the journey ahead.
There are leaves around.
Didn't Linny say that Lynette and Fremine were recovering at the hood?
So, almost. This dog will not let me finish. We almost done, because we gotta watch Taken anyway. Shush.
Lynette? Fremine? How are you feeling?
Much better. What about you?
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand. Oh, and I want— Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crusabina and Clairvy. Actually,
Wait, what? You've met—
Crusabina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined them. Crusabina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things while she was alive. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an— A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crusabina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people—
Father took in Linny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned—
It really seems like— The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she—
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. The foundation of a family should be free
I'm
of
coming.
anything
Hold
to
on. My dog won't let me finish this ending.
whatever. And that's what Father told us.
But I still thanked her for everything. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth—
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that, but Even if we didn't owe her anything, we may have argument.
Whether the path before us is bathed, so I wanted to say thank you for helping us make.
Oh, we didn't do anything.
Of course.
Our filial.
I actually saw them at a cafe. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee, seemed happy.
Alright, that's it. Alright, well, that's it, man. That was fan-freaking-tastic, man. Fan-freaking-tastic. That character, that is probably one of my favorite video game characters, period. Period. That character is so dope. Man, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that, man. And then her saying, that saying is that shit real, man. That shit real. Anyway, man, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a hell of a time playing that story arc. Like I said, that's my favorite character. She's definitely gonna be the next character I level up. Nuvalet's banner is getting ready to come out soon, man. In kind of the next 3 days, I'm definitely gonna try to shoot for him. That's this character I want, and I want the fire. I am gonna get the fire Archon. That's the Archon I've been waiting for. So even if I have to pay a little bit of money, I'm going to try to get that Archon.
Surely
so
enough.
It is on that. All right. As always, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.